You know, almost every business out there is sitting on a gold mine of data. But here's the crazy part. Most of them can't even see the gold. It's right there, hiding in plain sight, trapped inside systems that were never really designed to show it to you. So let's dive in and see how a new intelligence layer can help businesses finally see what their data's been hiding. Think about it. Every time you make a sale, your point of sale system, your POS, it logs it. It's a perfect record of everything that's already happened. It's literally the rearview mirror for your business. But what happens when you need to see the road ahead? Well, that's exactly where our story kicks off, with an independent grocer facing this very problem. Independent grocers, they operate in a world of razor-thin margins and super high stakes. For decades, they've had to rely on their gut, on years and years of experience to make those critical buying decisions. And look, that instinct, it's powerful, for sure. But when it's not backed by actual data, it's basically just guessing, isn't it? So what happens when you're forced to guess? Well, your profit just starts to silently bleed away. It gets eaten up by these invisible enemies. Things like stockouts, when a popular item just vanishes from the shelf, and something called margin creep, which is where your costs slowly inch up without you ever even noticing. Okay, so this slide right here really gets to the heart of the matter. It's a tale of two systems. On one side, you've got your POS, which is a system of record. It's all about transactions, you have to manually pull reports, and at the end of the day, it's just telling you what already happened. But on the other side, you've got this intelligence layer, the EM platform. And that's a system of action. It's built for decisions. It automatically projects demand and it tells you what to do next. Big difference. And this is a fantastic example of a problem your POS is completely blind to. Just look at this. The green bars, they show your weekly sales are going up. Awesome, right? But wait, look at the orange line. That's your profit margin, and it's tanking. This is that cost creep we were just talking about. You're selling more, but you're making less on every single item. A standard sales report would never, ever connect those two dots for you. So how do you possibly fix a problem you can't even see? Well, you add a new layer of sight, an intelligence layer. The best way to think about it is like a co-pilot that sits right on top of the system you already have, and it finally lets you see the road ahead. Now, I know what you're thinking. The first question any business owner asks is, okay, is this safe? Is this going to break my current system? And the answer is built right into the design. This intelligence layer is read-only. That's the key. It only reads your POS data. It never, ever writes to it or changes it. What that means is zero IT risk. No giant integration project. You don't even have to file an IT ticket to get started. And this is so important. It's really the core philosophy here. It's about decisions, not dashboards. This isn't about giving you more pretty charts to stare at. It's all about driving action. Every single screen is designed to end with you making a concrete decision, placing an order, fixing a problem. Success here isn't measured by how many times you log in, but by what your team actually does differently. All right, let's pull back the curtain and see how this thing actually works. We're going to walk through the toolkit, but first, we need to quickly decode some of the key terms. Think of these as the essential tools that make the whole system tick. First up, we've got DOS, which stands for Days of Supply. This is super simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Just think of it like a fuel gauge for every single product on your shelf. It looks at how fast something is selling and tells you exactly how many days your current stock is going to last. Next is the BDS, the Buyer Decisions Screen. Now this is the heart of the whole system. It's like the cockpit for your buyers. All that critical data we've been talking about, DAWs, sales trends, cost history, it all comes together on one screen, leading to one smart ordering decision, and it happens in seconds. And finally, MOS, which stands for Missing Off Shelf. I love this one. It's basically your store's search party. It actively goes out and hunts for products that were selling just fine and then suddenly stopped. That's a massive red flag for an empty shelf and lost money that honestly you'd probably never even notice otherwise. So let's take a look at the sale velocity screen. The source material actually calls this the I can't unsee this screen, and for good reason. It automatically flags that critical sales dip, pointing right to a stockout. It spots when a vendor has sneakily increased your cost. It even projects future sales. These are all those little anomalies that silently bleed your bottom line, finally brought out into the light.
And here's that MOS feature doing its thing. It's not just a boring list of missing items. No, it ranks them by gross loss to date, the actual dollar amount you've lost while that shelf has been empty. So your buyer can instantly see which fire is burning hottest, click the top item, and go straight to the ordering screen to put it out.
This whole intelligence layer also frees your staff from being chained to the back office. They can use a mobile device, be out in any aisle, snap a product photo, and wirelessly print a brand new shelf label or price sign right there on the spot. No more running back and forth. All the tools they need are right there in their hand. So now, let's put all the pieces together. What does this actually look like in practice on the floor? We're about to see a process that used to be a manual, hour-long headache get transformed into a lightning-fast 20-second workflow. Okay, here we go. It all starts at 0 seconds. A staff member just scans a product's UPC. 5 seconds in, they're already reviewing all the key data, daily sales, days of supply. By the 10-second mark, the system flags a stockout risk. At 15 seconds, they pick an ordering mode, maybe a smart DOS-based suggestion. And by 20 seconds, boom, the calculated order is in the purchase queue. Done. Just like that. I mean, a 20-second workflow is pretty mind-blowing. But what's the real-world impact? This isn't some theory. It's been proven in a super high-volume, real-world environment. Let's look at the actual numbers. First off, the efficiency gains are just huge. The time it takes to process an entire shipment, a job that used to take a full hour of manual work, was slashed to just 10 minutes. That's an 83% reduction in labor for a task they do every single day. And we're not talking about a small corner store here. This system was built and proven in a high-volume, $25 million a year grocery operation. So yeah, it can definitely handle the pressure of a serious retail environment. And finally, this isn't some brand new, buggy idea. This system has more than 4 years of live operational history. It's stable, it's reliable, and it's been battle-tested day in and day out on a busy grocery floor. You know, at the end of the day, it all boils down to this one core idea. Your existing POS system, it tells you what sold yesterday. An intelligence layer like this one tells you what it means, and, most importantly, what to do about it right now. And that really brings us to the final and maybe most important question. Look, we've focused on a grocery store today, but this principle applies everywhere. It makes you stop and think, doesn't it? What crucial, game-changing information is already sitting inside your own data, just waiting for the right lens to finally bring it into focus?